across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Hello, it's 1pm and I am Jamie Oleshinsky with your Solent Sports News headlines. Southampton will try and reignite their chances of automatic promotion this evening as they travel to top of the championship table, Leicester City. Their hopes were dampened after a 2-1 late loss against Cardiff on Saturday, in which they also suffered another blow, with Stuart Armstrong being carried off on a stretcher during the clash. But Saints boss Russell Martin says despite the tough loss, they must keep performing.
The final destination doesn't change, but how we do it might have to change a little bit. And I think these 3 games we have now are incredible for us in any way it goes. So whatever happens with other results, but in preparation for what could be a huge 3 games at the end of it as well.
Staying with the Championship, Leeds United kept their pressure on the Foxes with a 7-goal thriller at the Riverside Stadium. They won 4-3 against Middlesbrough, putting them only a point behind Leicester with 2 matches left to play. In the Premier League title race, Arsenal could go top of it when they face Chelsea tonight. The Blues could be without starman Cole Palmer, who is a doubt through illness. But Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino says Palmer's absence shouldn't hurt his side.
He's an important part of the team. He's doing fantastic for us, but I think that is Chelsea and of course plenty of players that can perform and to do the job.
Inter Milan have won Serie A with 5 games remaining, beating AC Milan 2-1 at the San Siro. This is Inter's 20th title, pushing them to second in all-time Scudetto wins after Juventus' 38 victories. Some breaking news from football within the last hour: a top Premier League manager has extended their contract. Aston Villa have announced that Unai Emery will stay with the club until 2027, and the Spaniard has said he's very incredibly happy at Villa, who sit 4th in the Premier League table. And with Champions League football firmly set in their sights, they sit 6 points clear of Tottenham, who lie in 5th. UEFA are set to announce that this year's European Championships will have 26-man squads rather than the usual 23. The larger squad size were permitted at the World Cup in Qatar, but they were originally planning to revert back to smaller squads. Several international coaches were in support of larger squads, including Netherlands boss Ronald Koeman. And we are joined by international football correspondent Charlie Bender. So Charlie, how can this benefit international teams going into the championships?
Thanks, Jamie. Gareth Southgate's 26-man England squad will still be very difficult for him to pick. Kobbie Mainoo and Cole Palmer look almost certain now to make the plane, which will get a lot of fans very excited. So there's loads of players across the Premier League that could make the squad. Ben White, James Ward-Prowse, Tyreek Mitchell are 3 very good players. But there's also some players abroad. We've got Loftus-Cheek and Fikayo Tomori at AC Milan, 2 brilliant players there. But one we have our eye on here at Solent Sports News is Kyle Walker-Peters. Now, he's been playing in the Championship, but he's been fantastic, and he's definitely good enough for Premier League, which will without a doubt see him there next season. So, England have injury problems at left back, but Kyle Walker-Peters is one we would like to see at Solent Sports News.
Thank you very much, Charlie. And sticking with the European Championship, Stuart Atwell will be going to operate VAR despite his involvement in the controversial Everton versus Nottingham Forest game. Sunday's match saw 3 major Forest penalty claims turned away by Atwell and his team, and the Englishman joins Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor, who will referee at the tournament. A coalition representing professional football clubs has called for changes to the Football Governance Bill following the decision to scrap FA Cup replays. The Fair Play Group represent 34 clubs, and in a letter to the government, they call for changes of the competition format to consult all participating clubs. A second reading of the legislation will take place in Parliament today. Into snooker, Mark Selby has hinted at his retirement from the sport after losing in round 1 of the World Snooker Championships yesterday. The 4-time champ lost 10-6 to Crucible debutant Joe O'Connor, even trailing 7-2 at one point. Selby described his own efforts as pathetic from start to finish and stated that it might be time to go and do something else. It is day 4 of the World Snooker Championships and Harrison Richards joins me. Harrison, how are the tables looking today?
Hello, Jamie. Well, Kyron Wilson has stormed into an 8-1 lead against Dominic Dale, who is back at the Crucible for the first time in 10 years, but it looks as if his return will be short-lived. On the other table, it's very back and forth, but world number 17 Jack Lisowski is leading world number 7 Ding Junhai, and this match has the potential to go down to the 19th frame. Later on, Mark Allen takes on Robbie Williams at 2:30, whilst Barry Hawkins is in action against Ryan Day at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much, Harrison. And in the NBA, the Denver Nuggets beat the LA Lakers 101-99 after Jamal Murray scored right on the buzzer. This made it 2-0 to the Nuggets in their first round of the NBA playoff series after already turning over a 20-point deficit. That's all from us at Solent Sports News on a busy day of sporting action. Keep up to date on solentsportsnews.com for all of your sports stories. It's just coming up to 1. Thank you very much, and we'll be back again in just about an hour.